Met her out on the beach one day. Still remember what she smelled like. Yeah, had these eyes that could light up a room, and a voice that's so heavenly. Took her in and we talked for a while. Couldn't get past a sexy smile, so I gave her all the sweet talking charm, but I didn't want to move too fast.
3 minutes until the NERDWatch.
Asked her for her name and number. I've done this again and again. Headed up to her house that evening. Spent the night that was oh so pleasing. And now fell in love with a one-night stand, and I can't believe my heart. Wasn't supposed to happen this way. Usually I'm gone like the wind, trapped between a broken heart and a girl who don't really care. I sit all alone and I'm in love with a one-night stand. Lying awake at night, and I'm wondering what's wrong with me, 'cause I can't seem to shake it off. Feeling it runs so deep. This
NERDWatch in 1 minute. NERDWatch, 1
was
minute.
always able to walk out the door, but now fell in love with a one-night stand, and I can't believe my heart. Wasn't supposed to happen this way. Usually I'm gone like the wind, trapped between a broken heart and a girl who don't really care. Sit on low and I'm in love with a one-night stand.
Of course, big shout out to the K-Kai Boys for a fantastic song.
Feeling it runs so deep. This never happened before. Was always able to walk out the door, but now fell in love with a one-night stand. Can't leave my heart. Wasn't supposed to happen.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the NERDWatch podcast. I, of course, am G-Money. And here we are on a Tuesday evening right here in the heart of Wailaku Town at 10 North Market Street at Request Music at Maui Comics and Collectibles for another day of the NERDWatch. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, joining me this lovely evening, we have got a bunch of crazy-looking dudes.
Wild and crazy
All
guys.
dudes.
You don't look normal either.
All dudes.
You're
they're
a dude.
They're all here. Anyway, let's get right to it, shall we? A man, what?
G-Money just loves to comment on other people's appearances.
I do. It's my thing.
Hey, you know what, Greg? You'd be a lot prettier if you smiled more.
That's true. I would. I'd be much
You
prettier.
look like a man.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on my left, he is the gaming guru. He is also the man who is responsible for a lot of card tricks on this show.
I'm not responsible.
He brings all the tricks to this
That's
show.
a strong word.
He brings all the boys to the yard, and he is the gaming guru and our resident man in black. Say what's up. The format. Format in the house.
What's up?
Haha.
Yeah. Woo. I hope everything went
Miami.
well.
You mispronounced that.
No, that's Miami.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks for correcting him.
Yeah, no problem at all. No problem. I hope all is well. I see that
Getting jiggy with it.
there's a medical band on your arm. Everything is well?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Things are
Good
awesome.
to hear. All right. Good. Is it above or
You
below
sound
your
very
waist?
concerned. You're like, okay, awesome, moving on.
Is it all right, just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. Also, joining us this evening,
Murakami.
he is
Must be introducing
the
Todd.
comic book artist extraordinaire. He is the comic book artist extraordinaire.
tedious.
Hey, can I interrupt you? Because these cupcakes look delicious.
They do look delicious.
Why are there
I'm going to let Todd talk about that momentarily, but let me introduce him first. He is the comic book artist extraordinaire. He is the creator of the Cocoon.
Disseminating,
Yeah.
and now it's...
Now you want to milk him?
I want to milk him.
I have nipples. Greg.
I can milk you.
Where's this going?
And he's also working on another comic book. Can you talk about it, or am I?
Like physically? Can he talk?
Can you talk about it, or?
My mouth don't work.
No, I signed too many NDAs.
Okay, what's it called?
Mohawk Thunder.
Mohawk Thunder. We're gonna hear more about that, but first,
Milk
we
Thunder.
haven't heard this in a while. The man
Milk Thunder.
who is the biggest supporter of TNT.
Hard
And
candy thunder.
the Howley guy that writes about Hawaiian astronaut history. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thunder.
put your hands together for the man that we call
Lapsor.
the Hawaiian Sultan, Superman.
The owner of the
Todd
Thunderverse.
Bernardi.
It's Todd Thunder Bernardi.
Mohawk Thunder. Ho!
Thunderhawk Mo. I like that even
That's
better.
better.
Is that
Whoa.
Thanks for
I'm
work.
dyslexic, so that didn't sound
No?
as bad as you think it
better?
is.
Yeah, see?
Somehow that
Still,
sounds. That
when
sounds
when it comes
right.
out of your mouth,
Oh,
it
okay.
sounds racist.
Yeah, I know. That's the only. Yeah. How do you?
Master of hard media, ladies and gentlemen. He is he is also Captain 5 Stars. The
So
man,
it's like a Thor thing, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
anybody can be.
Anybody can be-
the hard media guy. It just happens to be.
As long as you're worthy, except the bar is a lot lower than it is for older.
You pretty much just have to walk through the door.
Except this guy has a sack that says it. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the man that we call Aaron. He's in the house tonight.
Hey, Ron.
Boo.
God damn it.
I mean, no, it's fine. Welcome
Aaron.
back, dude. Long
Yeah.
time no see.
Yeah, what the
Thanks.
hell's wrong with you, bro?
A lot
What's
of
wrong with
things
you?
been happening.
Oh, okay. I see.
He was getting a lot of things removed.
So,
Yeah.
Did you fall in love with a one-night stand?
Who's Stan?
Wow.
It was more than one
And
night.
by
Wait, they were supposed to play the wah wah.
oh, sorry.
oh man,
No, that's messed up, man.
What's his name?
What's, his,
When do we meet him?
what's the name of the guy you've got locked up in your sex dungeon?
You know, in your Blu-ray basement. You know, whatever you want to call it. Anyway,
Why
Is
is
that
it
what you call it?
Yeah.
we'll be hearing from him and his boyfriend later. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us this evening,
Wow.
he is
Dude,
the
just wow.
producer,
yeah.
seducer. He is the man.
I still not consent to that name.
He is too sexy for his shirt, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh!
Say what's
Hey,
up
you got a shirt?
to Kai Kai. And it's
man.
not green.
Yeah.
He's not shaggy tonight.
So,
Hi, Kai.
I hate you all.
Hey.
Yeah.
Kai,
What?
were you Aaron's one-night stand?
Don't make I have an hidden berry in me.
I'm eating one of these. I don't care.
Yeah, go right ahead. It's all good.
I want potato.
I love how like 3 weeks ago you were like, I'm never eating on camera again, and you're like, never mind.
Sorry. Let me start this again. He is the comic book chairman of the comic book board, the godfather of comic books. He is the sinister minister of Maui Comic-Con, and yes, he is the man who is the self-proclaimed comic master, ladies and
Maui
gentlemen.
is proclaimed.
No, not even close. He is freaky. He is deaky. He is incredibly leaky. And
so
can
much
tell you
name.
what, he's quite creaky in streakies, and he's really freaky deaky. Ladies, what's up to the man we call Aliga? Dr. Freaky.
that sounds like a
Aliga.
lot more Eekies than
Yeah. Said he's a little streaky.
They
His-
only
knows
have
what you're
one
saying.
His
name.
Bebedikis. Can I say that?
No.
Bebedikis? No?
Again, it sounds racist.
You just call him the chairman. Now you just call him all kinds of names.
Everything I do.
Yeah,
What the
everything-
hell's
I'm
going
telling
on?
you, man. Say potato wedge.
All right. Potato wedge. So, no, see?
Cringy, man.
so
Cringy.
I am the man they call G Money, and I am the
You
host.
already
of this-
announced
Oh,
yourself.
sorry.
What are you doing?
I just think I needed a second one. But we do have to. Today is a very important day, and let me
Is
tell
it?
you. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Because
Why are you looking at
today
me?
we're
Because
going to be
Satan
talking.
came.
Today we're going to be talking about a movie that hit the theaters this weekend that broke all kinds of box office records.
And guess who believed in it?
I tell you what, I'm
This
gonna
guy.
this guy right here.
Go rewind the tape.
right here.
I've been the biggest cheerleader for this Sonic movie
Yeah,
since it
this
started.
guy
man.
right here.
Even
I
when
mean-
that dude had eyelids.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I was
be-
still into it.
So much,
I was not into it.
so
back then.
much teeth.
But as soon as they fixed that crap, I was into it, man.
He was
It's
into
because
it.
you're such
So
a
much
James
James
Marsden
Marsden
fan.
James Marsden, man. I did not go into this wanting to love that man. I can tell you that I fully am.
Wow, look at that.
I'm a
can't.
Marsden man.
I can't wait to hear.
Marsden man.
I
Nice.
can't, Marsden man. I can't wait to hear more about it. But before we do have to check in with the man that we call a leaker, and he is here.
Who calls me that?
A leaker?
I did.
Oh yeah, that's true. You did.
It's
last
his
week.
that's his Boston name.
Hey, a leaker.
That's his name from Boston.
When I lived in Boston, nobody could pronounce it, which is weird because it's not a hard to pronounce name.
So, were you like Alex?
I would tell people to call me Alex, but I would never answer to it. So
How
they'd
about
be like, Alex, 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 and I would just like,
Can't do that.
God no.
It's spelled a leaker. Like last letter.
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly what it's like.
So I first do want to make a kind of there's so many. There's,
He has a curfew that he has to keep to.
it's all right. More cupcakes for me.
I just got everything. Everything's done already. I got stuff
You're all set?
done way sooner than
You're
Aaron
just a con
Nakahara.
pro. You're just a con pro. You're not.
He's
you're
a
not-
con
you're
pro.
Not, you're not scrambling around like that Aaron Nakahara guy.
No, he's late because this is all the stuff he wanted to do last year. He's making
Yeah,
up
this is
for
from last year.
Yeah, this is.
Okay, so here's my question. I see that you're advertising a lot. You're advertising yourself a lot. Medges.
I haven't been.
Yeah, you
You are?
I've seen it. Oh, okay. I work. No worries. It's a
Grindr
delay. I
thing,
fixed it.
or-
Should be good now.
You're
Anyway,
advertising on Grindr?
I
It's
do.
mostly semi-nudes.
I want to
Nice.
take umbrage
That's
with
good.
it a little bit
Why?
because I think that it's false advertising. There is such a good picture of you next to the Todd Bernardi name because that is not you. That is not the Todd.
That's
that
a
we know.
younger, more
Yeah.
vibrant.
Oh, the happy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird. And then that beard
I've
is like
never seen that
it's
before.
it's neat. It
Yeah.
looks nice, and it's like it's well maintained and oiled a little, but it's not the guy that I know. So I'm a little.
Yeah, I think you need to update your
You
photo,
need to update
man.
your
Yeah.
photo, bro.
It was a.
You need to post the Alan Moore Todd Bernardi.
Yes.
the
Yes.
crazy airbrush.
I'm not a comic
van
creator.
wizard.
I'm a magician.
Position. Ah.
I'm friends with the.
Here at
It's with the sun, but it only come out at night.
Here at, of course, Maui Comics and Collectibles, we are in full support of Amazing Hawaii Comic Con, and of course Todd Bernardi going. We really want him to go.
Yeah, get out of here already, man. What are you
Hey.
still doing here?
Hey, can everyone check their cords and stuff? Because apparently we're getting some where their audio still is not.
It's not clean. It looks. I got bars over here. Disconnect. There.
I can hear myself.
Yeah, I can hear yourself good too.
As long as I can hear myself, I'm good.
All
Through
right.
the board,
I
we're good,
reconnected.
but
We're through
what's
the board, we're
happening
good.
is through Facebook.
Through
or
Facebook.
through
I think what's
YouTube.
happening is that the stream is a little bit. I don't know.
These are the comments on the
Good,
Facebook
good. I'm glad
stream,
they're-
so I don't know if
keep-
it's the...
keep me
Hey,
up
if you
to
guys
date.
have any problem with Facebook, you can always go over to the YouTube channel.
YouTube
or
as well.
Twitter.
Yeah. By the way, we are on Facebook. We
You
are
put
on
it on
YouTube.
Twitter, too?
We're on Twitter. We're on Periscope. on all the platforms.
Yeah, Sam Campbell's saying we're cutting in and out.
Oh, you know what it is? I think it's the stream because now I can see it. It's at the picture. It's not the audio.
It's the
Yeah, look, it's the picture. Check it out.
Okay, so that's on our. That's on our.
It's on the audio.
It's
not on
probably
the audio
either the cable over there or.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, damn it. That really
Sorry, guys, we
pisses
can't
me
do
off.
nothing.
Damn it.
God, watch
Well,
your
if
language.
you want transcripts of today's show, just start writing.
Apparently, Sam
now.
blaming Todd on this one.
Yeah, Sam said it was my fault.
It might be Todd.
He's gonna, yeah.
Well, you know what I might do?
Wait,
Here's what I might do.
Todd,
Justice for Todd.
you're not connected to the shop, are you?
No, this is all
This
Wi-Fi.
is all him.
Or
On your own.
this is 4G.
Oh, okay.
Sweet. Good man.
Let me jump off my Wi-Fi. Too.
Jump
Sorry.
off. There
That
you
was
go.
on there.
Sweet.
My bad.
Yeah, they
All
said
right.
the picture is fine, but the
You know what I
audio
might
keeps coming
do?
out.
I might just restart the video stream itself, and we'll see if that fixes it, okay? But we're going to stay live here, okay?
Okay.
So don't worry about collectibles. In the they're phenomenal thing. But
You mean Wailuku, right? Because you said Kahului.
Are you back on Facebook?
Oh, why luck?
Oh, here we are.
See,
Okay,
I
there
told
you
you,
go.
I'm back on Facebook, baby. Hopefully that works out for everybody. Anyway, like I was saying, question. You have a
Answer.
you have a special announcement this week, don't you?
Oh, me?
Yeah, yeah, you.
No, I mean, there's a couple things going on. Like, first of all, Game Over Comics announced either today or yesterday that they're going to be closing down their brick and mortar location
Wow, really?
at the end of this month. Their lease runs out, so they haven't found a new location, but they're still going to be operating online. Yeah.
What's when is the last day?
I think it's the end of this. Over Comics enough. Well, you know, we're actually we kind of, you know, mints. We were working with them before. Batman '89 is coming out, and so if
What's
they
that? What's that one about?
that's the first cameo
He's 89.
of a new Joker sidekick. Her name is Punchline.
Oh
and
yeah.
To do being made about it. Don't you love to make the Yahoo News article like a week before the comic release? Because we have to order them 2 months in advance. But thanks Yahoo News. You know what I mean? It's like
They wanna stay in the know,
They knew that
babe.
2 weeks, so they might take our comics from us and not send
What kind
them
of
the
crap
next
is
shipment.
that, bro?
It's corporate BS. Let's hope Bernie Sanders gets elected and fixes this mess, man.
Nope.
Kicks that Ike Perlmutter in the balls. No, wrong button, bro. What's going on?
Yes, that's right. It's scary, super scary.
Yes. Let's get Bernie in the White House.
I love it. So,
He'll disembowel Diamond.
so does that mean that once you, I guess, what'll happen is that will you recover those comics later, or how does that work?
I gotta contact my sales rep and make sure that I know they're high in demand, and first printing's already sold out, of course, because of the Yahoo News article.
Uh-huh.
So I just want to make sure that I get my first printing copies in here for my subscribers. But it's so hard to do because as the data leak showed about 2 months ago, you remember that episode of the NERDWatch where we talked about that giant data leak from Diamond?
We did.
And we found out how many comic stores they're serving. It's over 2,000. We found out how many employees Diamond has, about 21. So it's like average 100 customers per person being served, and that's not really how it works either. So it's like,
Wow.
it's just a wonder that it runs as smoothly as it does. I'm kind of blown away, but it's insane. Yeah, I mean, we really should have more options for distribution.
Well, hopefully we'll get back on track next week or the week after. Or how's
Yeah, we're working on recovering right now. So
Fantastic.
yeah, it's never happened before. Like we always were able to just make a deal with them, keep it, to get current. They never held the shipment before. Now it's like that third invoice, boom, they hold it, but you know what's messed up is they don't grant credit to small stores like us. Just as a policy, they would never do it. I've been buying comics from them for 5 years straight, consistently, and they'll never grant me as a small store credit. But a store like Midtown or whatever, they actually have them on like 3 months. I think one of the larger stores has 6 months. And as we saw by the data leak, that's where the volume of their stuff is being sold out of.
Juice.
Of course, but they would never help a local comic store. They would never help a small local comic shop, which is crazy because we're on Maui. We just, Game Over Comics stopped carrying new comics. Same thing happened on Oahu a few years ago, maybe even a decade ago by now, when Jelly stopped carrying new comics.
Yeah.
Because of Diamond. And if you ever want to blame anybody for the wretched condition that the industry is, don't be like, blah, 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 and VC and this and that. It's all the things that everybody has to do. Single.
Wow.
Consider those kind of things like growing the industry and spreading comics to the masses. Like I've been saying from day one, people are like, competition is bad, man. There's comics, that's bad for you as a. I'm like, no. Do you remember the 90s? You could buy a anywhere. You could walk into a Walgreens and buy a comic. You could walk.
Used to have comics.
And that situation created an environment where stores could thrive, and comic stores thrived in that. So I've been saying all along, more people sell comics, the better it is for comics. You know what I mean? That's it. That's the bottom line. Diamond doesn't get that. They're like, we pump out the just stress our avenues. So then stores like Midtown who have an online store, you can just in Hawaii do, which is you order with Diamond and you get the Diamond discount because this website, just is happy to operate on whatever margins they do, but they probably pump out volume too.
Wow.
So it's crazy, man. They really need to have more incentive to keep local comic stores open and going and thriving. But the other thing is, they're kind of just digging their own grave too, because people are really sick of it. They're disgusted.
This past May, Steve Jeppy.
Yeah, the owner of Diamond Comics.
He
Diamond Distribution.
He formed a new company structure, and they got more money from JP Morgan. So this guy's got a huge line of credit for all of his businesses.
Cool.
Which is like,
he's not going to need it when the comics industry crashes for another time. The other thing is, like, sales could be very robust. Their interest in comic material is just all pervasive. You can't watch a single thing without it being from a comic. You'd be like, I really like that. You didn't even realize it was from a comic. Are the IP minds of the world right now. And you got to foster that environment.
Yeah.
Hawaii has a rich comic scene. Oahu, thankfully, has like 10 comic stores. And you know what? As much as they compete amongst each other, and it's difficult because they're close together or whatever, that's good for the community and the industry, because there's a lot of outlets for, it fosters local creativity.
So essentially, what we're saying here is that comic book stores like yourself don't have a rough time because you have to maintain a certain amount of comics that you need or want.
No, I think Diamond. If you had to deal directly with diamonds, first of all, it's just a lot of process to learn. But the first thing that you're opening, shocking and very difficult to deal with, is realizing that you have to order your comics 2 months ahead of time. 2 months. Nobody plans for anything 2 months ahead of time. Somebody subscribes right now, and I tell them I can get you on that in 2 months. Some people don't have that kind of attention span. You know what I mean? And comics ship on a monthly basis. Just hooking somebody that way is a mission in and of itself. It's a difficult thing to do. Somebody has to be kind of already into it and wanting to do that,
Good point.
And so, first of all, working uphill against that already, then couple that with the problems are all, of course, with the policies that they have. And the retailer summit, they've already let them have an earful. The top retailers who actually get the ear of Diamond and get to speak at the forums
Brian Hibbs.
talk about the structure of Diamond and the problems that they have with retailers and the fact that there are now there's no such thing as returns. I mean, maybe like a fraction, maybe like 1% of all comics are eventually returnable. If they're returnable, that's like a special selling point. They'll be like, order more of this comic. It'll be fully returnable after this certain order 30 copies. It becomes fully returnable.
Right.
You know what I mean? So and they make the comics that nobody was going to return, like the number ones or zeros, that are collectible and you can sell later. They'll never make issue 3 through 7 returnable, and that's the ones you're stuck with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because people drop off. You know, people who are at number one is everybody thinks when they buy a number one, I'm buying up to issue 10, man. I love this crap. And then, you know,
and of course they'd make the issue ones.
So I order more.
Then they're normally worth more.
Yeah, and they can resell them to other retailers. They're not going to have a problem with that. They will have a problem moving the higher number issues, and all that's there for them to do.
Well,
but if we still had returnable comics, if we had returnable in any form, if a fraction of what I paid for them, you know, I pay half of cover to get them here, which is insane for how much a cover of a comic is, you know.
Wow. Well,
it's crazy.
It seems like
it's insanity.
It seems like something's gonna give.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
Diamond-
It's headed somewhere because there's all these other factors like variant covers and making retailers buy more copies than they could ever sell just to get a special cover to appease 1 or 2 customers who are hunters for this kind of comic, maybe willing to pay a little extra for it. It's not worth buying 30 extra copies of a comic or 50 extra copies, or in some instances 500 extra copies of a comic. So a store like Midtown can do that, you know,
Right.
and just sit on the stock for no reason,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, Todd.
Yeah, and then, you
Yeah,
know,
Todd,
then
you
guys-
independent comic creator.
Yeah,
the
guys
problem
like
with all
Todd
of this.
crap all over the number
Well,
one. And
you know, at least, or they're going to drop you from the catalog, and then Diamond takes.
So you're speaking from a
60
creator side, trying to sell your comics through Diamond.
Yeah,
And so that's what I'm saying is like,
but Diamond's going
you
to
want
take
to talk about the
60%.
depth. Yeah, okay.
Diamond's going to take 60% of the cover price from me. So like they're only going to pay me 40% of that $4 or whatever.
So like the bulk of what's going on
Damn,
here
that's so
is
harsh.
like a very American concept is like middleman economy.
Yeah.
I mean, we do need a distributor. We need someone to organize this stuff, but they get all of the value.
Right.
Like you said, you're seeing what the creators are getting and what they're up against and the policies they have to adhere to in
Yeah.
order just to get their book into the catalog and distributed through them. And then what we as a retailer have to do, we got to know about this book 2 months ahead of time. You've
Yeah.
got to start your
You have to-
advertising campaign that much earlier to get my attention as an independent creator. You're in the
Yeah.
back ass of the Diamond catalog.
Yeah, and on top of so you know you'd probably cold call a lot of people. I know other creators
And if
that
your
do
publisher
that.
doesn't have a breakout, I'm not going to
Yeah.
even see your book.
Yeah.
Your book is in the section of Diamond that I skim through because I don't want to spend too much money on my pre-order. I don't
Right.
I don't get too many frivolous items unless somebody's brought it to my attention and I know it's going to be something special or something that the customers want. Then I'll put some attention to it. Maybe I'll order a couple of it. But usually I want to get through that section without ordering anything because all I need to
Right.
get is Marvel and DC to support the subscribers to
Right.
get them to keep coming.
When you submit to Diamond, they want to see a business plan and they want to see at least 3 issues of your comic book. Plan to find when you're going to be releasing them. So if you want to release a comic book every month, you have to have at least 3 months of material lined up.
Wow.
So that they can solicit you 2 months in advance, and then you have that one on the. So if you fall behind, you've between you.
But of course, this is when they speak to the history of it because in the 90s when there was this crazy demand for all things comics, every kind of comic, and the creators weren't keeping up. They were falling
Right.
behind and they weren't delivering on time, and that was actually harming the industry. A lot of comics that weren't coming out on
Right.
time, and so that's protecting themselves on that end. but now it's almost like an impossible expectation to live up to,
Right.
for a lot of creators. You know,
Well, I mean, it was that collector boom back in the 90s.
especially cold starting a new comic. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Imagine having to give them a business pitch for a cold starting a comic, not being able to let it breathe a little bit, you know, and grow.
That's nuts, man. Because, like, you think about the ones that do come out weekly,
Yeah.
and they have to have, like, 3 months ahead.
Yeah.
That is so much material.
So
That's why they get together at those. The Marvel and DC have those creator summits, so that they can plan the whole line for the next year, and then they break off and they go out and they work and they try
Well,
to get.
as a distributor, to be fair to them, it is important that you have
Marvel and
a
DC
schedule. You know what I mean? They can't have you jumping around and going, well, I'm not going to release one this month or whatever. You know, they're counting on you to be efficient and on time, right?
Well, there's been books that I've subscribed to here in the shop that are still not out. You know.
Yeah,
that-
even with this system in mind, there are still books that don't come out on time.
that Dwayne Hickman guy was going to release an Image book.
Hey, but
I love
and
that
then-
guy.
But I'll tell you who gets away with it the most is Marvel and DC. You know, if they have 6 months to a year between books, they can't help but not be able to push their superstars. So it's
Right.
like, you know what I mean? They're spreading these guys thin anyways, having them
And
work
then-
on multiple books.
And then they have to
Damn,
do a
that's
filler
crazy.
issue usually.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even the best unbroken streak in recent memory was Capullo and Snyder's run on the new Batman, the new 52 Batman. I think it
Yeah.
ran for like 51 issues, and the only filler issue that Capullo did was like 48 or something. He only took 1 month off.
Well, 48's the first appearance of Mr. Bloom, so that's not a
That's
filler.
not well, but it was it was in the 40s. I
And
remember.
the annuals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they always bring in the annuals to kind of do the filler. So
It's a lot
like, oh,
easier,
man.
though, to be fair. It's a lot easier to produce your comic and to get it out there in the public because of the internet and because of social media. I mean, you could take the chance of not being
Yeah.
distributed by Diamond, of course. You know,
There are some companies, like I've been seeing ads for like a lot of indie stuff, like the TKO thing. I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, so if and I don't want to jump the gun too early, but I don't know if you saw the advertisement for Bad Idea Comics. There's some of there's some big names attached to it, but they're like bucking they're going direct distribution and they're talking just to retailers, and they're starting with only 200 stores or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I actually just contacted them. I was like, you know, and they're only having a set limit for the amount of stores. They're only
For like
running
for the first run of the books, it's only going to be like 50 stores. Like it's only going to be.
Yeah, they
this
already
is like-
have 50 stores locked
Yeah.
in, and
Yeah.
then the second wave is going to be like 200
Yeah.
stores. And so I'm talking to them right now. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get in with them. But that, I mean,
And
it
they're
takes
gonna
that
do
kind of
limited print
creativity
runs.
and like yeah, exactly, very limited print runs. Just like
Yeah.
I think their first run of comics is like 200 issues total.
I think that could be the future of the business,
That-
and the way
yeah,
that
that's
you
smart.
like you get
really is
outside
smart.
of the whole Diamond monopoly is that comic books aren't periodicals anymore. So then you can release them in multiple formats. You can release them digitally, you can release single issues, and then you can release the trade paperback. And I mean, if it's on an ongoing comic book, then it's got to be, released in a periodical format. But outside of that, like if you were just gonna have like a mini series, you could just do volumes of the mini series. You do like volume 1, volume 2.
As long as it doesn't go the way of like video games, where it's like you buy the cover and then you DLC pages 1
yeah.
through 5.
If you
Well,
want
no,
the climax of the
that's what I was going to ask. Then why not just go straight digital? Why even bother?
What? Because
Because people like to hold stuff.
as
Yeah.
the great Stan Lee said,
Uh-huh.
comics are like boobs. It's nice to see them on the internet, but you kind of want to hold one in your hand.
Stan
Yeah.
Lee said that?
Yeah.
Stanley did say
What a
that.
misogynist jackass.
Whoa, take it easy on
Whoa.
Hey, have some
Lord and
respect for that
Savior.
man.
What? I'm just...
Have some respect for that man.
I'm defending women out there.
I'm gonna
All women
punch you
out
in the
there.
Rush Limbaugh.
All women with boobs, right?
All the women with the boobs.
First of all, you have to ask permission. Todd.
All right, please stop talking
Sick
G money.
Stop.
Bastard.
We're
Stop.
talking about
I,
comics.
comics.
I just assumed that
Oh.
Stan Lee
Okay.
got permission before he grabbed that
I got it. Fair enough.
breast. What do we call them? Mammary
You
glands?
said boobs.
Fish tits.
Boobs.
Wow,
Fun
gross,
sex.
gross. Anyway, so it sounds like you may have another avenue other than Diamond,
Yeah.
which is possible.
That's good.
Me?
Yes.
No, there's
Everybody
no
heard
other
you.
avenue.
The
but
whole
Diamond.
internet
No,
heard
you were just talking about.
Bad Idea Comics is
Yes.
a publisher, so that's that's like an independent publisher with a few titles. And I'm just saying that's an exciting way that people are taking it into their own hands and directly distributing, bypassing Diamond. Diamond's basically like a warehousing operation that ships out comics, right? In the age of Amazon, there's the pioneers of the industry, and then over time the tech and the infrastructure becomes so commonplace that it becomes like a high schooler could do it. Somebody sufficiently old enough could operate something like that. So you got to think Amazon pioneered the distribution market. Diamond, of course, is definitely taking advantage of that model. Eventually people are just going to be like, I'm going to be my own distribution because the internet and shipping and all this and cancel you and your stupid policies.
Yeah.
Of course, the big two, Marvel and DC, would never do that because, why ruin, a good relationship between them. But the independent publishers, I would be surprised to see what, maybe Image would stick with Diamond too because they're so big.
You wouldn't think Marvel would make their own publisher, given the fact they make everything themselves?
They tried to do their own distributor.
Yeah, no, and that's
since
why
it's underneath
they
Disney.
came crawling back. But maybe the market right now is not robust enough to be starting an operation like that for Marvel. I don't think that they would try it now.
But they wouldn't be
And
able
they had a hard time when they
Yeah.
tried, and they came crawling back to Diamond. So
Was that during the Disney era?
no,
With
it was in the
Marvel?
aughts.
You don't think they will try it again, given the fact that
Their
I thought it was
sales
back
are
in the
not hot.
90s.
Disney doesn't want that kind of headache, brother.
you sure? 'Cause
I
how
am
much
more than
fingers?
I am more than sure. They don't even want to deal with their own. When it comes to comics, they don't even want to deal with their own properties, like their own characters. Disney doesn't. They outsource.
Yeah,
that
they've been
stuff.
farming that stuff out to IDW and Cartoon Books. And
Yeah.
This is
like
all
none
fascinating.
of the Disney books are actually published by Marvel, like the Mickey Mouse.
It's their distributor messing with them. That's it.
Right.
That's the only two problems that a comic store ever has.
Well, all I can say is, Alika, quit your bitching.
Whoa!
And just get
okay.
back-
What is with you?
Bitching completed.
All right. Gannon's been
Get back
complaining
to the
on whole
business
thing.
of selling comics, damn it.
All right, let's but you know what? I really do like the fact that a local comic shop is really there to support and foster creativity in the community. So especially youngsters like this guy Todd over here in the corner. Oh God, that's so creepy! Don't look at me like that.
Gross.
He's going to be at the Amazing Comic Con this weekend, slinging his books, Kukui Project, and whatever
Pitching his wares.
other mind garbage he's trying to release onto the youth.
It's like, hey guys, do you guys like subversive ideas? Then you're never gonna
Well,
like.
prepare to be subverted.
You're not gonna like mine.
Yeah. Wait till you wrap your heads around Thunder Mohawk or whatever
Yeah.
the frick.
So
Thunderhawk?
This is, Mohawk Thunder is in
Mohawk
Mohawk
Thunder.
Thunder.
and is in direct response to my daughter telling me that Captain Marvel was her favorite superhero.
Nice.
I couldn't let that stand, so I
I
had
thought it
to,
was Captain America.
had-
Captain America, you mean.
Captain America, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're the same people.
No, they're not.
Thunder.
They're
Thunder.
space cops.
They're space cops.
They're narcs.
One looks more manlier.
So
That sounds super cool. Why don't you do Space Cops?
Why don't you do space narcs and they kill people?
Space narcs is
Like
great.
in the Philippines.
they chop
Wow,
people up.
that's, that's pretty sweet right there, baby. I'm liking that
yeah,
idea.
you love President Duterte.
Oh,
Whatever
dude,
the
hey,
stupid
he's
name
he's
is.
got it right on the. He's got it right.
President Spider-Man, and your daughter's like, my favorite hero, is Thunder. They're like, who's that? Boo,
Boo, yeah.
boo, indie
Boo,
comics.
indie comic, boo. Can't wait to find out what her favorite
Her-
comic hero is next week.
Her
I
favorite.
bet she reads Copra.
And then, but and then her other favorite is Pineapple Man.
Nice.
And so
Post, who's always going to be at Amazing Comic Con, and also pretty sure the rest of Kawasaki Art Labs with the left-handed dragons first appearing in Artist Alley.
they're
That
also,
Sam Campos guy really needs to do something with his life.
Whoa.
Hey, he's on the chat, you know. He's watching.
Well, how about release a new comic at
Oh,
Amazing
there it
Comic
is.
Con?
Oh, he's releasing a new comic.
Issue 9 of Pineapple Man.
Yes!
Suck it, G Money. Suck
Wow.
it nice and long and hard.
All right, fine.
Gannon said he's going to stop buying comics to teach Diamond a lesson.
Apparently, he also wants you to rub your nipples.
I'm glad that he come to the show, but he can watch it.
I know.
I love when people skip
What
the
a-
show and watch it.
Yeah. There's a guy in this room.
Thanks
I won't.
for the
I won't. I
support.
won't name any names, but his name starts with Aaron.
What's it end with?
At least I still support.
It ends with on. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway,
That doesn't make sense.
I think Ron, Caddy Guy, and Aaron should have their own. A couple of Rons.
couple of runs.
I just want to this up by saying while we're on the topic of independent
I got
comics
that.
and
God
the
dang,
comic
all right.
community
Go ahead.
and the thing as a whole, we also just announced the dates for Maui Comic Con, October 24th and 25th. And we are proud to announce.
Hang on a second. It's only February. I'm sure.
I'm starting early,
August
baby.
is around the corner.
I am starting early, baby.
I'm so proud of you.
I know.
Yeah.
I too.
Get
The
that
first-
advertisement out there.
The first 4 years of Maui Comic Con were nightmares because I did them all in 3 months, and it killed me
I was
every
gonna say
time.
it's not August yet, bro.
Yeah, I am so stoked, and our guests I couldn't be more excited about, and hopefully everybody else is. That Ed Piskor and Jim Rugg of Cartoonist Kayfabe is going to be our special guest for Maui Comic Con. So
Nice.
They've also done some other.
yeah, we're going to have a pretty rough time.
I'm
getting
pretty
close,
sure
bro.
that everyone wants to talk to me. Anyway,
No. I'm on the show, and if I could not talk to you,
Format
I'd
is
do
going to
that.
be standing. He's like, plenty of girlfriends are back there, bro.
well, fascinating conversation about comics and their distribution.
We had the highest number of viewers in a
Oh,
long time
gosh.
with 18.
Could not be more bored. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, no, you're not.
Not
You're
at all.
glazing over.
I know. I like.
You're
I
like-
enjoy talking about the comic book industry.
You're like consumerism.
Hurrah!
Hurrah!
Listen, when Diamond's got the right formula, that's how it goes.
They.
I mean, as a business.
Yeah.
There.
No. Speaking of life, there was
Omerito.
there was a life that was born at the box office this weekend.
Terrible
That-
segue.
No, it is because I tell you
Is
what.
that your birthday?
This,
Your birthday was filmed?
it actually was filmed, to be fair.
Oh, gross.
That's
I can
But-
picture it.
This
I can too,
gooey.
and I'm disgusted.
this weekend, I think
These cupcakes are going to come
that
back up.
we may have a renaissance when it comes to video game movies.
I doubt it. They're
Hey,
always
why
terrible.
don't you shut your
Amen.
mouth?
Preach the
Yes.
gospel.
Thank you.
Preach the gospel.
Because not only did Sonic the Hedgehog come out this weekend, it sped past the competition.
The Joker movie.
And it literally made 3 times as much as Birds of Prey.
It's the best opening week
I did
since,
Best
have,
opening week, 70 million.
since what, like
Yeah,
Fallout, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah.
2018.
So I want to talk a little bit about Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's gonna drop.
Whoa.
Nah,
Whoa.
Can it?
It's good.
No, I
From
mean,
zero-
everything drops,
they're
but
going to have to give some of that money back.
Yeah.
so Aaron,
They were like, I thought this dude had eyelids.
Wait,
since you're here, what?
Kidding.
Well, I want to
Give
talk
the
to
money
Aaron
back
first because we
because
haven't
it's,
talked to Aaron in such a long time.
For some reason, they have to pay off Diamond.
And Aaron is like the stud of the NERDWatch. So since he-
Oh, thanks.
see,
Because
that's what he told me to say. Anyway, Aaron, thank you for being here. How
I'm gonna come to where you work now,
Buy shit.
and I'm gonna get. Yeah.
He's going to show up at the shoe store and be like, I need these scanned.
Aaron, you've been keeping up with movies lately,
Man,
yes?
it only grossed $43 million in America. Why are you tripping?
He means worldwide, I think.
Worldwide, brother.
Yeah, whatever.
That's a big deal for a comic book. Excuse me, a video game movie.
No,
video game movies don't make that.
video game movies traditionally do good worldwide. Like World of Warcraft kicked butt.
World of Warcraft kicked butt in China. It didn't do the kind of numbers here that it did in China.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The worldwide box office made up for the majority of what they thought was
I
like a
love-
box office bomb. But it
This
like
could
it was huge.
actually roll into Birds of Prey too. Like worldwide, it's actually doing pretty
decent.
Yeah.
But here's the
It's
thing.
just in America, people hate women. I
As
guess.
we all know,
Yeah.
Sonic the
And
Hedgehog
little blue
That's a
cartoon
safe bet.
characters.
Sonic the Hedgehog hates women, and he beat them this weekend to death at the box office.
Wow.
What?
You have like the
What?
worst segues today.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Aaron, you've been keeping up with a lot of movies. We've seen your reviews on the NERDWatch Facebook page.
Yeah, good
And
job,
you
man.
did went to see. You went to go see Sonic the Hedgehog. And what was your take on Sonic and the beautiful man they call James Marsden?
In 10 words or less.
Best movie
go.
of 2020.
Well, the photograph was great.
He didn't.
It was beautifully
bastard.
shot.
He did you see Sonic?
Yeah.
But you liked the
No.
photograph better.
I'm just kidding. I didn't see the photograph. I'm seeing that tomorrow.
By yourself? Or are you gonna take your new?
Whoa!
Is this a date?
Jeez,
Is
I
this a
don't-
date?
Oh, you want to come?
Do you want to kiss and tell?
Do you want to come?
Todd?
I'm always available for comment.
Shut up, Todd. Sonic the Hedgehog. What did you think?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Really?
First of all, it's a smart move on Paramount's,
Right.
hand to change everything,
Uh huh.
change Sonic. I think fans of the game will be very pleased.
Not only did they change Sonic, but guess what? For their efforts to change Sonic, they all got laid off. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. The whole group that decided to do all the good work in Sonic the Hedgehog ended up getting laid off, which really sucks. But anyway,
Yeah, that's why I.
They did,
whole news is
they did a
old.
terrible job.
They hired the
The-
guy. They hired the guy from the game to redesign it for him.
why not? It's a good idea. Anyway, so what do you think? Story-wise.
5 out of 5 stars.
No, story-wise. How was the story?
Story-wise, it's nothing. It's nothing too, too crazy. It's not. But
So Sonic can't find San Francisco.
Yeah.
There in the blink of an eye, but he just doesn't know which direction to go.
Yeah.
So he makes the guy drive him in a truck.
That
Yeah,
sounds...
he makes James Marsden.
That's
James,
the movie.
Yeah, James Marsden's supposed to move to San Francisco from this small town because he's
That-
going to become a cop.
Yeah, the movie is good. It's very charming, but just
Yeah,
when you hear it
storyline
in
is
those,
not.
like listening to the Screen Rant guy break it down, and it's hilarious because it's true. This Sonic can, you just point him in the right direction. He's there in 1 second. He couldn't just take the time to point himself in the right.
It's basically just easy for kids.
So does James
for
Marsden
kids to
live in...
understand.
You said he lives in Green Hills?
Yeah.
In Zone 1?
No.
Oh.
But so
What was it,
the Green
Wisconsin,
Hills,
I think?
Montana,
Montana.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the warp zone, the rings create warps between
Yeah.
dimensions, universes. And so he lived, was his place called Green Hill Zone too?
It was called Green Hills.
Green Hills.
Green Hills.
Green
Yeah,
So
the island was
on
called.
Earth and his universe or whatever, they were both called Green Hills. He came to this Earth. He's so powerful, Sonic the Hedgehog, that he's being chased throughout different realities and whatever for his powers.
Yeah.
And so the latest guy to want Sonic's powers who he meets on Earth is Dr. Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey,
Wow.
who was awesome in this movie, by the way.
Yes.
He was back. He was in, good form.
Rare form?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely was hamming it up, which is what I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
It's probably not like his top movie, but I'm glad that he's, doing that kind of stuff again. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It was definitely fun
He's
to
not
watch.
super wild and crazy like I was.
No, he
but
did.
I mean,
He did a dance scene. I mean, he really
Yeah.
was just going off.
Does
so
he talk with his ass?
he was-
No.
Yes, he does. Sonic.
he was chewing.
I need to ask you a few questions.
He was chewing
Do you
the
have a
scenery.
breath
Yeah. He was enjoying
Yeah,
this
he was
movie.
awesome.
He was chewing
He
the
was great.
scenery real.
Now, okay, we don't think much about comic book movies. They are kind of, they're a lot like what comic book movies used to be, the butt of the joke of the movie industry.
You mean video game movies?
But yeah, no, comic book movies.
But then Street Fighter came out and proved everybody wrong.
Agreed.
Oh man.
Anyway, what I'm saying is that for this, do you think? You got all three of you saw it, right? Now, my question is do you think that this is? I was just kidding about it at the beginning, but is this actually something that's going to propel other video game properties to hit the big screen? I mean,
Well, this one's already set up. This
Yeah.
one's already set up for a
Yeah, it's
sequel,
already
and if
set up for a
anybody
sequel.
was smart, they'd start looking for similar properties.
And I mean, like in a legitimate way, because I mean, we've got the Resident Evils, we had the Mortal Kombats, you know, we've had the Tomb Raiders and things like that.
I think it helps that it was aimed family friendly.
Yeah, this one was definitely.
Can I gloat about something really quick? Here's what I want to gloat about. This is exactly what I said, and I was right about it. It's exactly what I said about Birds of Prey. I'm telling you right now, if that movie had toned down the bad language and the violence, I guarantee you it would have made way more money, and I think more kids would have seen it. And I think it would have been good, and I think it would have probably made as much money as Sonic the Hedgehog.
Harley Quinn is Joker's boyfriend. The Joker movie made $1 billion and it was rated R.
But that was a different.
But that
type
was
of movie.
different, though. It was a very different film, though. They were trying to cater to a different audience. Cater to a different audience.
Same thing with Deadpool. Deadpool.
First of all, Joker was R-rated,
Yeah.
but that was not her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was Jared Leto, and he was in a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, I know. That's what happens when you get a PG-13 Joker. That's what happens. Do you want another Suicide Squad, Greg? Because that's how you get a Suicide
You know
Squad,
what?
Greg.
James Gunn is giving me
Yeah,
a
we're gonna
Suicide
get a
Squad.
Suicide
Yeah.
Squad.
James Gunn is giving me a Suicide Squad too, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna love it, aren't you?
I'm gonna love every
I'm
single
excited
second
for
of
it.
it. I am.
Yeah, I'm with
I'm
I
really-
think James Gunn is excited to direct Margot Robbie. I think that's what's.
Yeah.
Because I heard, like, you
yeah.
heard the news.
Who's
that
not, right? I mean,
she's a great actress, and
And she's gonna be in Tank Girl.
She's-
this
got-
will be great to watch. And
And then,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
Tank
right.
Girl.
They're
Yeah.
talking about Tank Girl coming up with Margot Robbie. So
Well, I mean, Jim Carrey made it clear on the Graham Norton show, the one that airs on the BBC, that, you know, her obvious disadvantages for Margot Robbie is what's, you know, stopping her from being so successful in Hollywood.
what's that?
Yeah, he got in a lot of hot water for saying that, and people want to.
What were her?
They want to cancel him out because he was being funny, saying that she only gets her parts because she's beautiful. So he's just trying to be
That's
funny.
not true. She's a great actress.
Well,
Jim Carrey's not that funny, man.
I think he's funny.
He's funny. Make with a funny face. Stop the talkie, Jim
stop
Carrey.
that talkie.
Let me see the funny face.
You know, Sonic is produced by the guys that did Fast and the Furious. So you know, Fast and Furious has the whole theme
People fast.
family.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's
Sonic
family.
is more friendships. Sonic is more looking for friends.
the
he
friends
wants
that
a
become
friend.
family.
Oh, he wants a friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's very lonely on
On Earth, yeah.
Yeah.
he's
Oh.
very.
He was on Earth for
It's-
10 years hiding,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and so he eventually just got so lonely, he created a power outage,
Oh,
and the government
pretty
came
touching.
for
so
him.
touching. Question: was it worth it to postpone this movie to make
yeah.
to
Yeah.
recreate?
Oh hell
something?
yeah! Oh,
Oh,
god,
yeah.
yeah. I couldn't imagine. I still, to this day, am willing to believe that the studio just did that as a goof, making Sonic look better.
Yeah, I could believe
Because I could not imagine it not
Yeah.
looking, you know what I mean, looking like how it did. That was just like nightmare fuel. There's
Were they-
no-
were they-
I bet
It was
that
the
was like.
teeth.
I bet that was part of the marketing, was to
yeah,
get the
no,
back.
participate. Yeah,
that. Yeah.
mid-credit scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Stay
there's
for
a
that, man. That
Yeah.
one is awesome.
Question, and you don't have to answer this.
Nick
Pikachu
Fury.
shows up. Oh yeah, Nick.
Nick
we-
Fury shows up and goes, "Hey, Sonic."
I need you, Avenger.
Listen,
The
yeah.
Smash Brothers initiative.
My
It's a
question:
me, a Mario.
do we get to see any of Sonic's friends?
The great property already. It's already had several animated series. Had very successful comics, continuous from the original in the '90s by Scott Shaw, who came to visit Maui Comics before.
Why
nice
is
guy.
Sonic here in the movie?
Sonic on Earth.
Yeah.
We just told you. People chased him from his universe because he was.
They wanted
his
his
power.
powers.
He used the rings to travel to Earth. His mentor Longclaw said, "If somebody comes for you on Earth, use the rings to find another safe world."
Yeah.
And so he found this other world,
Oh.
and he doesn't want to go there because it's just mushrooms and no people.
And he has to go to San Francisco because he accidentally
He
dropped
drops
the
his
bag
rings, yeah,
into the
after
portal.
getting shot with
Oh,
horse
wow.
tranquilizers by James
That's
Marsden.
why he can't go
Him
back
and
where
James
he
Marsden
came
were
from,
partying
man.
a little hard, and he got
Yeah.
shot up with a trank.
That
Wow.
And that bar scene was like.
And the bar
reminds you-
scene was like, "How the heck?"
I'm really.
It reminds you of Quicksilver from X-Men.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
mean, they
Yeah.
the speed part is definitely they stole that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very.
I
don't know.
No,
It's a
no,
fun
be
movie,
no,
man.
be
It's a fun
confused. It's
movie.
good. It's good. Be confused.
No, I mean, got hit by a dart.
Yeah, a trank.
A tranquilizer.
He wasn't paying attention.
But he's like the fastest.
Yeah.
He wasn't paying attention.
Well, same thing. He lives in like real time, so he walks around. He's like, "Hey,
Was he
hi."
drinking?
And like, if he wants to, he'll speed somewhere. It's just like
But he
any
didn't really-
movie. You
he
can't be
didn't-
fast all the time.
Yeah, he didn't really
Or
run
else.
because he actually admires James Marsden.
Yeah, he was kind of
Because-
in shock.
yeah,
he
he's-
loves this guy, and he wanted to talk to him. And James Marsden shoots
He
him.
always comes up to
Ew.
their house and kind of like
Gross.
watches.
He kind of,
TV
yeah,
with
he's
him from
creeping
out
on
the
him
window.
for the
Yeah.
past 10 years.
Kinda
He's like,
thing.
"I love you, Donut Lord." And
Wow.
James Marsden's a sheriff, so he feels safe talking to him and stuff.
So my question is how good is James Marsden in this movie?
Incredible.
Incredible.
Not as good as
I mean,
27
He's
Dresses.
wait, let me tell you how good he is. He's forgiven for X-Men.
Whoa! What?
So he's in full costume.
What if he
Yeah,
had?
he's got the visor and everything. It's glorious.
What if he had? What, wearing a flight suit in this movie?
What?
He does.
I don't think I could handle.
James Scott
I would get
Summers in
triggered.
this movie?
What do you-
No, I forget
Oh,
what his
man.
name is. He's Donut Lord.
He's kind of playing the same as he did in Hop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet. Well, what happened is they just spliced in James Marsden's footage from
Wow.
and CG'd in Sonic.
That's awful.
It was great.
All right, so you guys, because you all saw it, would you guys recommend this to see in the theater?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Would you recommend it to people like Todd?
Yes.
Okay.
You need a little joy in your life.
As video
Take
game
your
guys,
daughter to it.
yeah, as video
She'll
game guys,
love it.
I want to see it. I think it looks really fun.
It
I
is.
mean, I would take her, except for the thing that they laid everybody off.
By the way, just to let you know, the reason why Ganon isn't here is because that way Alika couldn't gloat to his face about what he had said about Sonic the Hedgehog.
What? Who said what about
Ganon,
Sonic?
remember Ganon was
He thought it was going to be crap.
That's why he's not here tonight.
I knew it was going to be huge
So
all along.
All
I was
along.
cheerleading that thing from day one. You know why? Because it has such a loyal fan base in kids. If you go search Sonic on Netflix right now, and watch the animated series, they're well written.
Yeah.
And the anime that the most recent anime on Netflix, Sonic X, that's a really good cartoon. Like kids are lucky to have that. As you know, somebody, I'm a huge Saturday morning cartoon person. I think kids nowadays are unfortunate for not having the same level of cartoons that we did, but stuff like that, Sonic X kind of makes up for it. It's a really excellent series.
Sweet.
And the comic, of course, is always good. Always one of the top sellers.
So
People
this
love
is a definite
Sonic.
NerdWatch recommends.
I
Yes.
recommend it.
I
All
think-
right.
I
What would
think
you
that
give it? What would you give it as a star rating?
Obviously, Captain 5 Stars is going to give
Yeah.
it 5 stars.
Come on,
I
Captain.
gave it 3.
Oh, good. That's a good.
I
That's a
don't
good
think-
score for you.
Yeah, I don't think it can get any higher, but
Eh,
it's a very 90s movie.
Oh, good.
Like, it feels like a 90s movie.
Fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And Ben Schwartz, I think he was perfect.
Oh, is the voice of Sonic? He was good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
He was,
Yeah.
And
Who's
what about
good?
what
Who's
about
Ben
you, Kai?
Schwartz?
What would you give it?
he's from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember.
I
what-
can actually give it.
me,
I actually give it a 4.
4 stars, huh?
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Wow.
And then,
Wait, are you? Did you see it on drugs? Is that why? You like
You're
it?
such a jerk.
no.
You're such a jerk.
I went
Wait,
there.
before you 3, 4. I'm guessing. I'm gonna take
5.
a wild guess.
5.
5 for sure.
No. Actually, I was surprised that Aaron said 3. I thought I was going to be bringing it up by saying 3. But just to side with Kai, and I'll say 4. It's
Ah.
the thing is, I know it's like a 3-star movie or less,
Yeah.
or whatever. It's just a fun family movie, but it delivers. It's not like it's just total crap and you're bored
The
with it.
milkman.
No.
Because I fell asleep during Detective Pikachu, and that was supposed to be a awesome visual spectacle. And I'm a fan of that kind of stuff. But with Sonic, the visuals kept me involved. The story was funny enough. James Marsden was good in it.
Good.
Jim Carrey in it.
I was surprised it wasn't too cheesy or too kiddie.
Yeah, like they wrote
Yeah.
that line very well.
just
Really?
perfect.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You didn't
All right.
feel like an idiot for enjoying it.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
You can just sit there and enjoy it. Then.
Yeah, and it's
It
good.
was like a Mike Myers Cat in the Hat kind of thing.
Oh, I hated that movie.
Oh, that's a great movie.
I hated any Mike.
I love that movie.
Any Mike Myers after So I Married an Axe Murderer sucks to me.
You know what? I'm with you on that. I
Really?
like these-
Yes.
So I Married an
Wow.
Axe Murderer is,
Okay.
That's
the
a great
pinnacle.
movie.
Yeah.
That is the pinnacle.
That's his greatest movie
Wayne's
ever.
World?
Wayne's
What?
World was before that.
Wayne's
Yeah,
World was before.
no.
Dude.
So I Married an Axe Murderer was before Wayne's
No,
World.
well, the
Oh.
reason why Mike Myers got So I Married an Axe Murderer to do his own movie was because of Wayne's World, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why he got it.
Do you guys, do you
That's the
think...
one with Alyssa Milano, right?
Yes, that is the one with
She's in
Alyssa
everything.
Milano. She's in everything.
She's in everything in this universe, right,
Do you
guys?
guys,
No.
do you
No,
guys
he's not.
what video game movie would be good for Mike Myers?
Nothing.
None.
I don't.
Zero.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Stay in Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What video game movie do you think will be next?
Well, here's the thing: is that we do know that the Resident Evil Netflix
the
series is
Shrek
coming
game.
out, right? The Netflix Resident Evil series is coming out.
Boo.
Honestly, here's what I think, and it's a real shame that it's not gonna happen.
What?
But I could actually use a sequel to Warcraft.
Okay, I can.
They were because of the Chinese box office that we were guaranteed a sequel.
I doubt it.
It was.
That's what I was thinking too, but I don't
But
know.
I haven't heard anything about
Last
it.
time I heard it was something between Duncan and Blizzard.
Then
so-
Trump had to start a
Yeah.
trade war, and now we don't get the WoW sequel.
No, I think it was creative differences. That's
I tell
what
you,
heard.
there is a tough
Point of
one
view.
because there are some really
Mega Man.
really
Well,
good.
Duty.
Aaron Nakahara mentioned Mega Man.
Yeah, Mega
Yeah,
Man.
Mega Man.
We should get
and
that.
Mega Man
Daniel
could do that.
Plagle mentioned Earthworm
Earthworm
Hear me
Jim.
out.
Jim.
Earthworm Jim.
Hear me
Jim
out.
would be good.
Yeah.
Captain N, the video game master.
What does the N stand for?
NERDWatch.
Okay.
Yes.
It
What?
actually stands for Nintendo.
The
If you
other
guys
N.
remember that Saturday morning cartoon, Captain N, the
Oh,
Game
the one
Master,
with the jacket.
and they had Mega Man.
Did they have
they
the
had
game
Kid
glove?
Icarus. They had Mother Brain. They had King, Hippo, and the Eggplant Wizard, and all these weird characters, and Dr. Wily, and it was a fun show, And I think they could probably make a movie like that work because where you get one video game character is hard to. As good as Sonic was good, and it's really good what they set the universe up for. Very strong on its own property. If you're gonna start venturing off into stuff and doing a full movie, I think, and plus it would be fun, and not to try to jump on the expanded universe train. Everybody groans when they hear that nowadays.
Universal, I think Capcom and Universal
Yeah.
have a.
Capcom.
I think
Didn't
they
they
have
give
a.
it like a
Capcom owns it.
PG-13
Okay.
rating?
Yeah. Huh?
They already rated it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's PG-13.
Oh, Legend of Zelda.
So Legends of Zelda. I thought we had a rumor that there was going to be a Netflix animated series. That would just be amazing. The people who do Castlevania do a Zelda animated series would be amazing.
That'd be pretty dope.
But sorry, we're talking Capcom. So Monster Hunter, Mega Man. What else is in Capcom?
Well, they have a ton of stuff. Mega Man would be a tough sell, especially now because it's such an 80s game. I don't know if anybody
I
would
think
be-
it's a
would
good
kinda-
concept.
you can
though.
make
but
that
I-
work.
Cyborg Kid. It's like Astro Boy for Americans. It's
I sort of feel like
And
we
there's
got that
different
retro
versions.
game movie with the
and Astro Boy was a great movie, by the way.
with the Wreck-It Ralph stuff. Like I feel like we got that kind of retro. Game
I thought
sort
that
of.
was weak sauce though. That's like Pixels level weak sauce. Wreck-It Ralph is good because property and the jokes they make are all right, but
Yeah.
the references are not never that strong for me, And I think that's intentional too. They
Yeah.
try not to lean on the references. Maybe the Mario.
The
Easter
biggest
eggs
the
and
biggest
crap like
problem
that,
with
but-
video game movies is that because you are engaged with the character that you're playing, it's hard to it's hard to make the transition to where you're not in control and you feel connected. I guess that's rough. That's a kind of a hard sell. That's why the Tomb Raiders didn't do so good, or Mario didn't
Hell
do so
yeah,
good.
Beautiful Joe.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah, that'd be so
you know,
cool.
you know what's
Some Metal Gear.
That would be dope.
It would be kind of cool, but the thing is that we've already kind of tried that with like the Fist of the North Star stuff. We even made a movie about that. That was not good at all.
Did it?
Yeah, but that was Fist of the North Star.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's not.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. It's tough for me to say what would
All
be
I know
good.
is that whatever, like if they make more video game movies like this, I hope it's headed up by Paramount because they did a bang up job with this.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that they could.
I mean, granted, they
audience had to
had
bully them.
yeah, exactly.
they could
but
actually, if they do it
As
well
long as
enough,
they're open
But they're
to,
willing. They're willing
yeah.
to make changes.
they could
so-
corner the market on it. That would be a smart move.
Yeah.
To buy up the properties for sure. I mean, there are things out there that I like to see as movies, but I never think
I
they'll
liked
get
how
made.
they replaced the stars for the rings.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, was
I
it?
mean, the whole movie was fun.
Yeah.
I like Aaron's choice for a Beautiful Joe. He put Paul Rudd.
It's in, to be
You gotta have
fair.
somebody funny,
You
so-
know, we are gonna get kind of that this summer, if I'm not mistaken, with Ryan Reynolds and his new
Extra guy
video
or what's
game
what's the
movie.
name?
I
Nice
think
guy.
it's nice.
Oh,
some-
no,
I forget what it is.
Oh, what was it called?
But anyway, that looks like it's gonna be
Free guy.
Free guy.
Free
Yeah.
guy, yes. And it looks like that's gonna be that is gonna be the test of whether or not they can actually, there's no properties that they have to worry about in that.
That seems
Leisure Suit Larry.
Dude,
Oh my god. No.
dude, that would
You know,
be
that would be
actually
hard
pretty cool.
because the boobies were all pixelated in
Yeah,
that
that's
game.
True. That is very, very true.
That's
It would
the-
basically just be a
that would
porno.
be the
perfect-
That's how it was. On
That would
It
be
was
the
pixelated.
that would be the perfect way to keep it PG-13.
Pixelate everything.
Pixelate
Yeah.
Be
everything.
like, I shouldn't be looking at this. It's like a pink square.
Yeah.
See, there are really
That could be that. Yeah, that could be fun.
there are really cool properties. Like I think that Alan Wake would be a really cool video game property to do. Something like that, something people can relate to. It's a horror kind of movie. It's a horror.
So
supernatural
you
kind
keep
of-
going to the
bad
horror
for a
supernatural stuff, but like Sonic's not a horror.
No.
supernatural.
I'm just
I'm
talking about
thinking
video
like
game properties.
I'm thinking,
But
something
also,
that
we
would be funny.
gotta shout out to why it's such a big deal that Sonic is was a awesome thing is because there was a lot of movies that sucked video game wise, which was Ratchet and Clank. Came
Yeah.
out about 20 years too late and
Yeah.
then tanked.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a
that
lot of
was
things
that
like that.
I
yeah.
tried to.
But that could have been a fun movie. But it's the same
It was
thing. It was an
basic.
old video game that people had nostalgia for. People were like, "Yeah, I'll watch that." The movie came out. It was like,
I think part of the problem with Ratchet and Clank was
It was basically I'm looking at
it's
the game.
Yeah,
They didn't-
it's
They never took
it was
risks with
the
that.
game.
the
but you're not
same
playing it.
art style.
Yeah.
No, it was
Animation,
the same
everything.
story, the same.
Yeah.
Remember,
situations.
Uwe Boll ruined a lot of video game movie properties. I mean, he did Far Cry, he did Alone in the Dark, he did House of the Dead.
How dare you?
Yeah,
He's a filmmaking auteur.
Is he an auteur? Yeah, but this is the guy that kind of ruined those video game movies, and no one wanted to do them because they were crap. He did Blood Rain. You know, he did all those
Yeah, he
movies.
did a lot of them.
That one was straight to sci-fi.
Yeah,
after that.
so that so to be fair, hopefully Sonic
they did
will.
a sequel. To
I know that was
too.
straight to
They
sci-fi.
did. Well, like I said, hopefully Sonic will be the property that kind of gets them over the hump. I just can't think of any properties right now that would be worth it.
I think they
There
just
is a
need to
few.
lean more on the
What
the
about
iconic
Super
ones.
Mario, guys? Come on.
Wait a minute.
Super
Wasn't there
Mario,
word
I
that
think,
someone
would be
was
like.
I'll tell you the truth. It's to me. I don't know how many people like. This is a
The John Leguizamo.
You're gonna judge me, but to me that's a cult favorite. Like
Yeah.
I enjoy that movie. It's funny to me.
Oh, it's terrible, but it's fun to watch.
yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Well, that-
how
Bob
else are you gonna watch
Hoskins
Bob
really-
Hoskins
yeah.
and John Leguizamo?
Yeah.
He
You know what I
really
mean?
hated doing that movie.
And that's what makes it more fun to watch
Yeah.
because you know he wasn't.
By
having
the
fun.
way, just to let you know, that is owned by Disney. That's a Disney-owned
so
film.
release the
I know,
who's the
right?
director of that? Nobody knows.
Release the Hoskins cut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more Hoskins. He's just totally sauced on set.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
like, what are you, a mushroom person?
Are you a
Stupid
Goomba?
dinosaur
Oh god.
evolution.
Yeah. Well, I think it'd be
Yeah,
fun.
I think they need to lean heavily more on iconic characters.
Can I-
Yes.
yeah. Well,
Whenever they do things with like relatively unknown properties like Blood Rain or whatever, they always
think about this.
fail.
Do you think because of Sonic? Do you think Sony's like, why don't we do Crash Bandicoot?
I want to do a Jack and Dexter one next.
Well, the problem with Crash Bandicoot is there wasn't really much reality to it. Like Sonic, and I know Sonic didn't have it, but
What the?
Dr. Robotnik was human, so you could turn that into something. He was, and in fact, they didn't. The next movie is already set up for them because Dr.
Yeah.
Robotnik starts enslaving the pets and animals just like the video game, and Sonic has to go free them just like the video game.
Yeah.
So it's like that was a scenario where a human could play out. Crash Bandicoot, he's like a giant boulder's rolling after him. Very enthralling movie.
It's not just boulders though. I mean, he could there. He has villains and things like that, and then so I don't know.
But
Crash-
are they also creatures? The reason they had to bring Sonic to Earth is I don't think people could stomach. I don't think a movie that was completely CG and talking furry animals would
No,
be
he's got
as
an evil
big of
doctor villain too.
a
He
human
does?
person.
Dr.
Oh, okay.
Cortex.
I didn't play
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot. I wasn't. I did play Banjo Kazooie.
Banjo Kazooie's fun.
Yeah.
Imagine if that was on Earth, like he met humans. That would be
Yeah,
great.
Witch. The Witch was more
One one of the more fun games that I remember was Conker.
Yeah, of course.
That they've already.
That'd be
they've
like
already,
a video game Deadpool because
Yeah, pretty
swearing.
much.
and-
That'd be pretty sweet.
What about Donkey Kong? But then
You'd have to cross him over into other movies. 'cause
But then
he's
it's a
Yeah.
then it's a shared universe with the Super Mario Brothers.
or because the Mario Brothers were the villains.
Yeah.
In the,
Well, technically he wasn't even Mario. He was just Jumpman.
Yeah.
To be fair, so he
was
wasn't.
he was Super Mario.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
What the?
He knows
Whatever.
something.
Trying to drop.
What the what?
He knows something.
Hey,
stuff he
don't
knows.
even, bro. He was Jumpman.
Quick,
Everybody
check.
knows it.
guy.
Did he
This
check?
guy
Did he
has-
search that up?
There's nothing up. Shut your mouth.
What
Anyway.
does
Search that.
Wikipedia say about Super Mario?
Or Donkey Kong.
I like John Jay and Aaron Nakahara are like, they need to have their own show because they're riffing on the video games. John Jay recommends Mist the movie. And
Oh my god.
Aaron Nakahara says it's 3 hours of clicking randomly on the movie screen. Because that was what Mist was. Is like, does this lever do something? No.
No. There we go.
So many trees.
So many,
So many trees.
sweet Tetris,
Yeah.
the movie.
Hey, I have a question. Wasn't there a rumor that there was going to be
Minesweeper,
a
the
Halo
movie.
movie coming up soon?
Microsoft has been saying that they've wanted to do a Halo film for a long time. I kind of think that time has passed. And as a matter of fact, I think that the Gears of War passed as well. Gears of War had an opportunity to make a really fun, stupid action film. Never came to fruition.
You know, maybe they'll come around to it again.
Somebody big wanted to be in that too.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Batista?
Batista. wanted
Batista,
to be.
yeah.
It's-
'cause he was in the
it's
game.
It's always like past their prime.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, look at Sonic.
True.
Sonic
Yeah.
did great, but
This
That's
movie
the
could have
problem.
came out 10 years ago.
right,
you
exactly.
know?
Exactly.
Of course, it would have looked like a movie that came 10 years
Years
ago.
ago. Fair enough. Now, moving on to
Let's give
some
him teeth.
moving on to some interesting news.
How interesting.
Kai brought this to my attention. That's how interesting, jerk.
Oh.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Your
He's
fault.
talking.
So apparently, getting back to comic books and films,
Oh.
What?
you told me that Rob Liefeld got in a little trouble this week on Twitter. This weekend.
Oh God. Okay. wait.
Twitter talk?
No.
No, because it was interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to talk about the My Hero Academia movie.
No, we're going to talk about that, but I want to talk about what happened with Rob.
Look, I'm not the
Was
best
it
person.
nothing?
It was basically nothing. He was just making a comparison and say, "Oh, yeah, that's where they got the inspiration from for Harley Quinn's
Oh,
Suicide
no,
Squad."
it was nothing. Why are you even paying attention?
Because he's
I was having a conversation in
because
the car.
people were getting upset about him making the comment like it wasn't
Well,
original.
first of all,
and-
he was talking about the Suicide Squad version of Harley Quinn.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it clearly was inspired by Debbie Harry. I'm pretty sure that's what they said anyway.
That's
So
what
I
he
don't know
said.
why it's a
That's-
problem.
Because
yeah,
people are weird.
yeah. So apparently,
Money's weird.
they want to cancel Rob now too.
No.
They want to talk.
Yeah,
Here,
It's
let
nonsense.
me clue you into something. A lot of people have already canceled Rob. I don't know why
He,
you're making a big deal about this.
All right.
It's-
he even said it on his.
he knows
on
he's
his post.
controversial.
He
Yeah.
said, "I don't care. They're not the real fans."
yeah. What's funny is that I didn't think it was that big of a deal anyway. He said it was
So
inspired.
why'd you bring it up?
Because I thought it was interesting that people would get upset about it because he said it was clearly inspired by. He didn't say they ripped it off. He said it was inspired by.
No, he.
Yeah,
they
it's the
say-
same thing.
Yeah.
Really?
Inspired by.
Oh,
ripped
is,
off.
oh, is that what it is now? Oh,
That's like the
jeez.
original design for Sonic by dentists.
Oh, damn.
I
All
wanted
right.
to see all of them molars.
Fair enough. Gotcha.
I'm afraid of dentists.
No, not at all. Okay, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was interesting that they wanted to rake him through the coals from saying inspired by like it was such a big friggin' deal. But also speaking of that, you did want to mention there's a movie coming out that you want to talk about because it's anime.
Yeah. So what's the problem with that?
Yeah, I have a lot of problem with anime, but go ahead.
Okay, it's just the new My Hero Academia movie, Heroes Rising.
It's actually playing here, right?
Yes, it's gonna be at the Regal Theater on Wednesday, the 26th. The
Only
one
one
showing.
day. I hate when they only have the one day showings. with
Yeah,
anime.
at one time, so at 7 o'clock. So
This
there's
is
still
BS.
plenty of seats left. This is the dub version, but I'm.
Dubs are the best version of My Hero Academia. Shut your mouth. It is.
I kind
The
of.
dubs are the best.
No, sorry.
The Japanese animes that I watch are all dubbed because I think that's the
You
best way
just
to
don't
watch them.
learn how to read. No, don't
No,
understand how to read.
I can't watch Japanese movies.
Unlike
Did you like
dubbed.
Parasite?
Yeah, loved it.
Even with the
Subtitles?
yeah.
No, movies I have to watch with subtitles. Animation I do not. Anime I don't. And the reason why I don't is because I feel like I miss the artistry of the animation.
Okay, I can understand.
If I'm too busy concentrating on the subtitles, and most of the time nowadays, the dubs are actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So,
Nowadays, yeah, sure.
yeah, they were crap before. Let's be fair. There's no doubt about it.
What? What are you talking about?
I got to see that movie.
Which one?
Parasite.
Parasite. Finally, and
Did you see it in the theater? Because they
No.
brought it back to
Yeah,
Kaufman.
I want to
Yeah,
see it,
I
man.
bought it at Target right before I found out it was. At
Oh.
Walmart.
And did you like it?
I did.
Do you have the
It was good.
DVD?
Yeah.
Can I
Comes
use
with
it?
a DVD. Yeah. I can
I
do
didn't
it.
get to see it yet.
Parasite is phenomenal.
It's good.
It's probably it is one of the best pictures of the year. Best foreign films of the year.
Man, you don't got to add the
It's
foreign
best
part.
picture of the year, and just accept that.
I think it's good, but I don't know about Best Picture.
Whoa! See, thanks, Aaron. I appreciate
I was
that.
kind of
Six
favoring,
Underground, right, Aaron?
already dead.
Michael Bay and Ryan
I
Reynolds.
wish. Special visual effects, everything.
Yeah, there you
Should've done
go,
a whole
baby.
nine.
Another close up on
I
this
was,
explosion.
Underground, baby.
I was
Oh,
pushing
no,
for
that one, that
Ford and
segment.
Ferraris. Best
Ford,
Picture.
Ford versus Ferrari is phenomenal. I am with you on that.
I didn't
100%.
get to see that yet
Oh, it's
either.
great. It's fantastic.
Does Christian Bale yell at anybody?
He
yeah.
yells at a lot of people.
Nice.
It's good. It's good stuff. Hey, you know what I do want to talk about too, kids, is you, Todd, and you, Alika. It's time.
You saw that?
Yeah, it's time for this week's segment of
Kumite.
Netflix Kids.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
wait.
hoping you'll bring this up.
Before we go to Netflix Kids, can I first say that I watched the second episode of October Faction, and oh god, that sucked more than the first.
You can't like it.
I think when I'm watching it, I feel like I'm watching a sci-fi Netflix comic show that was written and directed by Eric Andre to intentionally mess with people who enjoy comic Netflix shows.
you gotta
Dear
watch.
God.
You gotta watch it all the way up to like episode 9.
There's
Whoa!
only 10 episodes.
Whoa!
I know.
Watch 3. See if it gets worse.
That's so bad.
Come on.
I do not understand how
to
watching
keep
9 more
watching it.
episodes of this crap is going to make it any
Do
better.
it!
You gotta power through
No,
it.
you
man.
gotta see
Power
how
through
bad it really gets.
Well,
This
yeah.
seems like a quantum vacuum that's not going to ever...
By the last episode
what I-
of the
I mean, that's what I
season, you're
thought.
gonna probably off yourself.
So I saw Lock.
Were you...
I saw Lock and Key, and I saw this back to back.
Did you
and
have...
the-
Did
I
you
like
have the
Lock and
problems
Key.
I'm having with it
Yeah.
in the first? Really?
Yeah.
You thought the second episode was unbearable?
Can
yeah,
I?
I thought that the first episode was terrible, but the dad's death kind of got me through it, and I was
the
like,
dad's
let's- you find
This
that
is the
out in
first
the
episode.
first 5 minutes of the show.
But
and then you figure out there's a twist with that, and then
there's a twist every 2 seconds, and it doesn't matter.
All
It's
right.
garbage.
Well, it's not.
This
It's
sounds like an M. Night Shyamalan
I'm
thing.
there.
It's not. It's not like that.
It actually is. It is
There's
a
a twist.
twist.
It's
There's
stupid.
it's like an I see dead people type of twist. It's something
That's a
that
lot of twists.
you don't really see coming until about 20 minutes away from it, and you're like, oh man.
Can I take a saying from the 442nd? With October Faction, you should definitely go for broke, bro.
And just try to watch
And just
it.
do
yeah.
the whole thing.
power
Just
through
learn
it.
power through it.
I'm not gonna
Power
let you
through it.
use. I'm not gonna let you use those heroes' names in vain for this piece of crap Netflix show.
You should watch.
This is your segment.
You should. I mean, what else you gotta watch?
I know that's the worst
Like,
part.
that's what-
I'm gonna watch Netflix Kids. I'm gonna start watching.
You should watch
the
Mia and
thingy.
Me.
I'm watching Netflix Kids.
You should watch Mia and Me. That is a
Have you?
magical show.
Wait.
Yeah,
Can
me.
we officially start?
I finally.
Netflix
Hey,
Kids?
you know what? Let me just say this. I finally started watching Hildy with. Or
Oh
is
yeah,
it-
that's amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, are we on the Netflix Kids segment?
Yeah, we are. Well, people do compare Hildy to Steven Universe. They're like, you like Steven Universe, watch Hildy. And I'm like, Steven
Hildy-
Universe is a weird Steven
Yeah.
Universe would like this, but they're not the same.
They're not the same.
Can you
There's not-
explain
there's-
what Hildy is?
So she just moved into, where are they,
Yeah,
Norway?
yeah,
Or
right?
her dad lives in a van.
Okay, because
I'm just kidding.
All right,
No,
so
she
what's
just
going on?
moved to like the Scandinavian country, and there's these. It's a world
it's
of
Hilda.
magic.
Sorry,
Hilda.
Hilda.
I'm sorry, Hilda. And she. It's a world of magic. These little gnomes live in her lawn, and they're upset with a very understated kind of world. And she's a human girl. That's not different. This is all very surprising to her. So it's this young girl, discovering kind of this world of magic and interacting with it, learning that these gnomes control cats and other animals, and they have an army of bunnies that she gets attacked by.
Oh.
And it's
The
So
thing
Steven
is-
Universe.
No.
Yeah.
So it's but the thing is, like, you don't know. So she lives in this magical place, but the gnomes' houses are invisible, and so she's like destroying communities of gnomes by just walking outside because she can't see it. But she's like kicking down houses.
Okay, see,
and
I
all
didn't
that.
understand the whole
that
thing.
sounds funny.
So that's why the gnomes try to go to war, and so she's
Yeah.
like being haunted by these gnomes that are trying to scare her and her mom out of this cabin in the woods. And then she figures out that she's like, oh no, like because of magic, she's like, oh no, I'm so sorry, I had no idea you guys were even out here. And then the whole thing is about how to peacefully coexist with each other. And then there's other magical creatures, and the animation is just fantastic too. So
Yeah, it's a good show.
but that's what I I
So
like it a lot.
I regret waiting on that one. That's a good animated series, definitely.
Fun.
I was rewatching Scissor 7, so I'm
That's
gonna.
not a kid's show.
Yeah, no, that's not a
woman.
kid show.
So the one that I talked about last week that I've seen that's just
The bonkers one, the
just
CG
bonkers, yeah, is called Mia and Me, and it's about a girl who can go into like a fairy realm, and when it's live action, and then when she says like a magical incantation, she goes through a portal and she becomes a fairy, and then she has to collect like magical objects, and she's got this there's this crazy character that looks like a Medusa, like with like snakes and stuff, but
A Gorgon.
Gorgon.
But like that, everybody kind of thinks that the Gorgon is like the friend, kind of, and you're like, why would you think that that's like a good character? This is obviously, and so they're being manipulated by this like
Sure.
Gorgon that's constantly trying to steal their unicorn, and then she goes back, and then she goes.
That's not forgivable, man.
And then she'll
Not
go
their
back.
unicorn.
She'll go back to like the live action side, and she'll like play with her horses, and
You know
like
why
there's all
it's-
this like there's like this middle school drama and stuff.
You know why it's not obvious, Todd? Because it's for kids, Todd. You're an adult.
Yeah, kids are
no,
stupid, bro.
no.
Kids are stupid, bro.
No, the kids.
You're stupid.
The name of the unicorn is Anchow. Like it's just, it's so bonkers.
I
that
love how redonkulous kids programming is. I've been watching a lot with my kids, and I'm just like, this stuff.
I watch
wow.
an anime show on Netflix called Big Mouth.
No,
Okay, that's not for kids.
No, that is not for kids.
Nick Kroll.
You shut your mouth.
It's a great show, though. Nick Kroll.
I hate that
Who
show.
are some of the other
I
people
like
in
that
that?
show.
It's a
It's
really good
funny.
show, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys are insane.
Man.
So, any other
I miss
Netflix
Dragon
kid
Tales.
shows that we need to
There's
see?
a lot going on with animation right now. My kids were like desperately begging me to catch on Cartoon Network was a Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go movie.
Oh, I saw that. That's crap.
Really?
I don't like it.
My kids wanted to watch it. We missed it.
Well, he said it's crap, so it must be amazing.
Must be
Oh, yeah, it must be
fantastic.
great.
Yeah, sure. point.
Trying to think of what else animation-wise we've been watching. Ball Masters has the second season coming out,
That does not sound like a kid's show, bro.
and it's not. It's Adult Swim.
Master.
It's the people who created Super Jail. But it actually looks
Super
a little.
Jail sucks.
But season 2 is looking more anime style, so it's kind of weird.
All right. I'm talking kids shows, though. Come on.
Primal, Jendy Tartakovsky. I've been wanting to watch that.
I've watched a couple episodes of that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of animated stuff that I've been watching lately.
What, have you watched Captain Underpants?
Yeah, surprisingly good. I didn't even
Yeah.
want to like it, and it's actually good.
That guy,
Same.
that
The
guy,
movie and the show.
Yeah.
Captain Underpants is like one of the highest selling comic
Yeah, it
books.
is. It is. And it introduces kids to graphic novels. That's one thing I will see. My kids, aside from reading just regular comics that we have,
Yeah.
but there's kids graphic novels now. Goosebumps. Captain Underpants, of course, the #1 selling one. They just have tons of them now. Wings of
There's-
Fire is another big one.
There's a whole shelf. It's not even like the young adult stuff. There's like young adult stuff in manga at Barnes and Noble, and that's on the other side of the store.
Yeah, these are like
And they've
6
got,
to
like-
10-year-old
yeah.
kids.
Right.
Wow. Well,
Have you watched Monster High?
I think so.
That
I have.
one. That one. I think is bonkers too. Like it's
They're
a
all
bunch.
bonkers,
It's like
man.
zombies and vampires going to high school together.
Isn't the toys really popular?
The toys.
Yeah,
are,
they
the
are.
toys
Yeah.
really popular.
Yeah.
But
Have
the
you-
thing is, they did that in the 80s too. Like they had like a monster show with the Ghoulies. It was like a Dracula and a mummy and a Frankenstein, and they all hung out
Hey,
together.
geez, say the Ghoulies.
the Ghoulies.
No, it's
Oh.
yeah.
I'm so offended.
Whoa, that was
well,
racist.
Todd
man.
and Alika, thank you so much for your kids Netflix reviews.
We do this next
So,
week.
is there a top title we should watch this week?
Definitely check out Mia and Me. It's bonkers. Like it's so off the wall. Like you just don't.
It's probably better than October.
It's it's a German, Italian, Canadian production, and then like the Germans bought it out, and so now it's
Sounds
just
like
like a
Initial D.
German Canadian production.
I gotta tell you, there are some really weird. My kids will watch these clearly Pakistani or, Indian cartoons. They're in English. They're just so flippin' weird. They're CG animated.
You just go down a rabbit hole, don't you?
Yes.
Wow.
definitely.
All right. Fair enough.
Rabbit hole.
Have
There-
Oh wait,
have-
hey, can I say actually one good kids show that is actually entertaining and funny is, if you haven't watched it yet, and maybe you have, is Boss Baby. The series is
Yeah.
funny too. The
Yeah.
movie is of course pretty good, Alec Baldwin, but even
Yeah.
the animated series is pretty good too.
Movie's
Wow.
fun.
Yeah.
Keep it for next week.
We saw the first season.
Hey,
I mean,
listen.
I didn't.
My
I
kids are
listened
watching
to
it.
it.
I want you guys to keep up. Okay, every week.
I didn't know you were going to ask us about Kids Netflix.
No,
Every
this
every
is-
week.
this
This
is
is
fun.
a fantastic show.
I would have
Yeah.
done some research
yeah.
I've got Netflix on the thing, so I'm
because
like
there's actually
watching
a
it.
lot of live action, like teen drama shows. Like there was another one about a beach, Beverly Hills Beach Kids or something, or beach camp, or all these kids take a bus to this beach and learn how to be lifeguards for a summer, and I don't know. It's
Wasn't that the summer episode
of Saved by the Bell.
of Saved by the Bell?
Yes. That's where we got introduced
Next
to Leah
week.
Remini. Remember?
I guess no.
She was. What was her name on that show?
I
It was
don't
so.
know.
It was so
That
memorable.
was Leah Remini, though. I
Exposition.
remember that.
It was Leah Remini. Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't
tell you
Allison
I can
Milano?
tell you it's not. It's not Alyssa Milano.
Alyssa Milano.
Allison.
All right.
Don't
Allison
ruin his dream.
Milano.
I get it. I'm in the wrong reality. I jumped realities. I'm in the wrong.
Because in his
I thought that was
reality,
cool.
Alyssa
I was
owns
like,
everything.
That's cool.
Her face looks like Alyssa Milano, guys. Come on.
You say
Slap
that
a
for a lot.
cone on Alyssa Milano.
Put a cone on Alyssa Milano.
Yeah,
and-
slap a cone on her head.
See if you can tell the difference between her and freaking Michelle Burke.
All right.
Oh
so,
my God.
All right. So when you're watching Commando, put a cone on Alyssa Milano's head. I'm sure that you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks guys for your reviews of Kids Netflix.
I can't
Appreciate
wait
it.
till next week.
Can't wait till next week for Kids Netflix reviews, baby. Yeah, keep up.
Can I?
I've already got like
Yeah.
3 for next week.
Yes.
I just also want
Keep
to
it-
take this opportunity to once again say that Oktoberfection sucked.
It's not gonna like what I said was. Yeah, you're right.
I don't
But what
understand
I s-
how episode 9 payoff could be worth. Like you can't possibly dislike the show like I dislike the show.
I can't tell you what the payoff is, and then ruin it for you. Like that would. I can't say like, hey,
He better fart or something crazy like that. Like there better be some like Eric Andre punch yourself in the nuts
You-
kind of finale.
it gets.
I don't want it to be normal like, ooh, it's a twist. I'm a ghost. I don't want to watch that.
That's not what it is. It has to deal with. I mean, I think so. The thing that kept me going was that the brother was
You just spoiled it.
no the brother was gay
He
and
sure was.
Dude.
and
Is
there was a really interesting way that he developed a couple of relationships through the series, and
possessing them.
and then,
Okay, wait, hang on. So is he gay or was he gay?
both.
Well, I'm using the past
Yes.
tense. He is gay. The character is gay. I just was using the past tense because I watched the show like 3 weeks
All right,
ago.
sound like a spoiler.
So it's not a spoiler
it's not
because
a
you
spoiler.
you find out in the
I found
first
that out
ep-
in the second episode.
All right.
and so and between
But the fact that that's a plot twist is stupid.
it's not a plot twist. What I'm
I
saying
don't
is-
like that. It's like, why can't he just be gay from episode 1? They're like, oh, surprise, he's gay. It's like, well, so?
Dun-dun-dun.
if you
My
stick with,
dad used a gun on a monster. Well,
Surprise!
so
I
that
shot him with a crossbow with lights on it.
but there's a very good reason why the kids do not know what the parents do.
Sure, I bet.
And I think it's but they're very
But they're gonna.
but they're
Right?
very,
Am I wrong?
you got to watch the show, man.
Yeah. I already know what's going to happen. They're going to learn. That's what's going to happen.
Well, all right, fine. Well, Oktoberfaction sucks, but you're gonna.
It
power,
sure does suck.
You're gonna
And
power
the
through.
the first
I put it on when I absolutely have nothing else to watch, but I need something on in the
power
background.
through. Power
Power
through.
through.
But you know
power
what?
through.
To its credit, I was had it on the background while I was like scrolling, eBay and Facebook and all this crap, and I'm just totally not paying attention. It sucked so hard that I started paying attention. It sucked out loud. So if there's one thing going for it, if you guys want to see something,
It's so funny because you think that it's just a miracle it got made because
I was like, were they on set going, this is great, guys, good job on day 2 of filming episode 2, sucking so hard that everybody should be able to tell, but nobody does.
The bones of the story are good, the performances are questionable, and then the set design and the special effects are just sci-fi. It's not great.
Can I describe a scene in this movie?
Hold on, let me
encapsulate the October Faction experience for you folks.
I'm in. Go ahead.
No spoilers. This
Okay.
is episode 2. A very pleasant couple running a nice used bookstore
Are they
in
white?
the town
Oh,
of
yeah.
Boston,
No,
Massachusetts.
they're not. They're
no, one of
they're
them
Muslim.
is Jewish and the other one is Muslim.
What?
But they're both
No.
very much in love. They're
Breaking
both
taboos.
they're both not people. They're human caricatures, and but they're very much in love. And then a monster comes strolling in, and she mind controls them with her hand wavy power, and she makes them. It turns out that surprise, they're not just a husband and wife who run a bookstore, but they have guns and they like to kill monsters. And they should have known the lady was a monster, but they didn't. And she hand waved them, and she controlled them into shooting each other, but not before they both looked at each other with love in their eyes.
So who shot first, the Muslim or the Jew?
No, they both shot each other at the same
Greedo,
time.
stupid.
Yeah. And then watching that scene, I was just like, God, this movie that opens the secret room in
nice.
bookshelf store thingy.